So thanks for joining the College of Engineering from our coast to coast. The campus we're going to explore today is Seattle, campus that I've personally been to myself, and I've had the pleasure of meeting Katrine in person, as well as we work very much a lot closely virtually. So she is our expert of Seattle. She's been there for a very long time, so she's definitely going to give you the inside scoop of what Seattle is from a person that's a local as well as someone that is on the campus a lot. So first and foremost, what is Northeastern and why Northeastern, right? So Northeastern, we're top ranked R1 research and experiential learning university. So research is definitely embedded in our system, as well as we're number one ranked in co-op and internship. A fun fact about Northeastern, specifically for the College of Engineering, we just completed 115 years of co-op. So it is definitely one of our pillars of strength at the university, as well as something we're super proud of, and our students do very successful in it. I know something that's also very confusing sometimes is like College of Engineering, but it's Northeastern. So Northeastern is our umbrella, and there's 10 colleges and schools within it, and we have over 50,000 students. So that goes from all of our campuses, and that also we also offer degrees from all the way from BS all the way to doctorate, as well as certificates that you could add to your course. Outside of that, we have $296 million of external research award, hence why we are an R1 experiential learning university. So research is definitely something that we have at the university. But if you're a student that doesn't like to do research, that's absolutely okay. You definitely don't have to do that track or that route, but there's definitely avenues for you to explore research in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom. And lastly, we are a global university system, hence we are coast to coast. So what you see on your screen right now are 9 campuses where the College of Engineering is at. And the one that we're going to highlight today, like I stated earlier, is Seattle, which you will see it's right here, and you see the beautiful mountains in the back. So what does that look like within the College of Engineering? So College of Engineering makes 1/3 of the student body at Northeastern, so we definitely are a large student body within Northeastern University, and our graduate students make roughly around 6,300 students. We have our MS is about 68% of that population, so definitely you have a strong cohort, as well as a good support system for you to connect, interact with each other, as well as building those relationships and collaborations. When we look at the academics, we have over 9 PhD programs, which you'll see later on a slide, various MS and BS programs that are available to you. And something that we're really proud of is our faculty. Our faculty are very much in the industry as well as academic wise, but they also keep their partnerships within industry. So if they no longer are in industry, they definitely have friends that connect you there. And then we have 248 tenure track faculty members. Our faculty are constantly doing research, so we highly recommend you to check out our YouTube page where you see where they talk about their research and the hard work that they do and how they bring students into their research and the collaborations they do with other universities. And of course, ranking, right? Like, what does our ranking look like? So we have 34 best engineering graduate school and 35 best engineering for undergraduate. And then what does that look like on the large scale, right? So the campus that we're going to have, we're going to talk about Seattle. Seattle's are one of our oldest global network campus. I think we've been around in Seattle for over 10 years. So we have a lot of programs available to you, all the way from data analytics engineering, all the way from newest program that we just added, which is robotics. So we're really excited about the programs that are there. And then Katrina will definitely explore that and what the classroom and all that stuff looks like as well. So I like to pass it off to Katrina.
Thank you, Harsh. Hi, everyone. My name is Katrine. I am the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Enrollment here at Northeastern University in Seattle. Yeah, to echo what Harsh said, Northeastern Seattle, we are the third oldest campus in the Northeastern network. We first opened our doors in 2013, so we've been in the Seattle area for almost 12 years. As of currently, we serve a student body population of a little bit over 1,100 students, and we are exclusively a graduate campus. We'll host some undergrads from time to time on our campus, but we mostly support 12 master's programs and 2 doctoral programs. So if you have any questions about wanting to learn more of the Seattle campus, my email is located on that slide. I really aid in anything graduate admissions related. So if you are interested in joining a program, have questions about Seattle faculty, you need help getting connected to a current student on the Seattle campus, I'm more than happy to facilitate those conversations. Otherwise, you can see our 4 on-ground colleges there. We support the College of Engineering, COE College of Computer Science, College of Professional Studies, College of Social Science Humanities. I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into those 4 colleges in a bit, but the 4 student-facing resources. So we have a team here in Seattle that is really dedicated to support your learning as you go through your academic program. Our Office of Global Services really helps with anything I-20 related, requesting a service fee, transferring of OPT, CPT. Career development and experiential learning really aids in your professional development. So salary negotiation, resume editing, getting badges on LinkedIn, finding a co-op, preparing for that co-op, and then even co-op support after you've finished your co-op and go into graduation. Career development team can walk you through those processes. And then student affairs and wellness. So student affairs does everything that has to do with non-academic related learning. So they'll take students around the Seattle area. If Seattle is your first city that you've ever been to in the United States. If you want to be involved in a student interest group, so joining a club. If you're interested in professional development, maybe there's a conference nearby that you'd like to attend. Student affairs can help facilitate those conversations. And then global learner support is one of our student-facing resources. And this is really tailored for students who are in the United States for the very first time. They help with English language proficiency. They will also do really fun academic events. They'll take students to local museums, the Space Needle, the Ferris wheel, and really foster that sense of community amongst your peers who are also in the United States for the first time, or maybe are a little bit of seasoned veterans but want to make friends. So like I said, Seattle does have a really great support system here to help facilitate your learning that's related to your graduate program. The next slide, Harsh. So course offerings. I know this is a College of Engineering focused webinar, but just really quick, like I said, we are exclusively a graduate campus. We support 12 graduate programs and 2 doctoral programs here in Seattle. When we first opened our doors in 2013, we were only a 1 program school, but in the last 12 years, we've grown to 14, which is really, really great. You can see on this slide 2 programs that we're launching this fall. We're launching an MS in Artificial Intelligence with our COE College of Computer Science. And we are really excited to launch our MS in robotics with our College of Engineering this fall as well. There's some really exciting things that are coming down the pipeline for our robotics program, which I'll get into in a bit. But for our College of Engineering, we do support these 6 programs. So our Information Systems program, we have it in a bridging pathway as well. So students who are coming from a non-engineering, non-STEM related undergraduate degree and are interested in going into a STEM master's degree, they'll add on 2 additional semesters to sort of get them up to speed for our direct entry information systems students. And then you will graduate in 4 semesters at a full-time pace with MS in Information Systems degree. And it doesn't say bridge, if that's what you're wondering. We have an MS in Electrical and Computer Engineering program that has 2 concentrations, a hardware and software concentration, and a computer vision machine learning and algorithms concentration. We offer an MS in Data Analytics Engineering for students who are interested in becoming data scientists or working with data architects. We also have another program called Data Architecture Management. So if you want to be a data architect working on scalable systems, then we support that program at Seattle as well. And like I said, we have an MS in Robotics, which is launching this fall. It has a few concentrations, but there are 2 concentrations related to the College of Engineering that we are offering with that program. The next slide, please. So just Seattle by the numbers. I mean, in 2024, Wallet Hub voted us the #2 best city for STEM careers. We've had over 1,800 plus students graduate from the Seattle campus since we founded it in 2013. Average salary for engineers in the Seattle area surpasses 144K annually, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2024. And then a really cool statistic, we are the #1 best city for tech worker momentum. That was identified by the Burning Glass Institute in 2023. So Seattle was sort of recognized as a city that talent, and it's also bringing in a lot of different industries to support the Seattle area. So it's really great to see students who are coming here to the Seattle area and wanting to contribute their talent to either tech giants, nonprofit organizations, or sort of industries where tech is sort of the mission. So we have companies related to Zillow, Amazon, Expedia, we have Meta and Google located in the Seattle area. So Seattle really does supply a lot of tech talent, provide jobs, and a lot of students go off and work into those companies, whether they're in their co-op or after graduation, which is something really we really love to see. Next slide, please. So the Seattle industry, like I said, just a little bit more specifically, I mean, we have a range of different types of industries in the Seattle area. So aerospace like Blue Origin, Alaska Airlines, and Boeing, manufacturing companies in Seattle, computer software, so anything related to like tech talent like Amazon or Microsoft, biotechnology as well. In relation to global health and healthcare, we have Fred Hutch Cancer Research Area. We have Seattle Children's. The UW system is pretty good for hiring students who are interested in going into healthcare with a mix of analytics as well. We have finance and banking industries in the Seattle area. Maritime and fishing is mostly related to our ports. So we live along the Puget Sound, which sort of connects to the Pacific Ocean. The Port of Seattle is a really huge industry. It's that second picture on the slide to the left. That's the Port of Seattle. We actually have a lot of part-time faculty members who teach within the College of Engineering that work in the Seattle campus part-time. So the Port of Seattle and the Port of Tacoma creates a lot of jobs that hire tech talent, project management interns, software engineers, and then what is it called? The skills data architects as well, to ensure that Port of Seattle is up and running and all good. So these are all the Seattle industries that we sort of have a mix of here in the Pacific Northwest. Next slide, please. So here's our corporate neighbors. I know a lot of students, when they're asking about Seattle, they've heard, hey, I heard Seattle is a really tech city, and I can definitely confirm that here. You can see in this slide, the buildings that are sort of color-coded. All of the orange buildings are Amazon. Amazon really does take a lot of real estate in the Seattle area. This is technically the South Lake Union neighborhood of Seattle. So Seattle's separated by different neighborhoods. Those skyscrapers in the back sort of pour into downtown Seattle, but everything that's not a skyscraper facing towards Lake Union is what we consider South Lake Union. So South Lake Union is where our campus is located, and it's also located where all the tech giants are located as well. So orange buildings are Amazon buildings, blue buildings are corporate users. So you have Google here, Meta, Apple also has a few buildings to the right of South Lake Union. Facebook, Expedia is located in Queen Anne. And then you sort of see these green colored buildings, which are different institutions. So that green building for us in the middle, we're sort of planted right in the middle of South Lake Union. So we have a really great spot in case you are interested in interacting or networking with professionals during the lunch hour, which is super important. When you're walking around campus, and even if you're not walking around the lunch hour, like 12 to 1 p.m., you will just see a bunch of Amazon workers walking around. So it's important if you want to practice your soft skills and maybe work for Amazon one day or Meta or anything like that, then yeah, you can definitely network literally on the sidewalk right outside of our campus, which is really awesome. Next slide, please. So the Seattle campus, we actually occupy 3 different buildings in South Lake Union. Our main building is our 225 building. This will have all of your classrooms located on campus. So if you're coming here to study, a majority of our classrooms are here. We have student lockers, we have a kitchen area, we do complimentary hot coffee and tea, we have bike storage, we have a prayer room, we have a wellness room, we have study rooms, collaboration areas for students to meet on campus and meet for projects. And it's a really beautiful building. I think I have a slide later about what the building looks like inside, but we have floor to ceiling windows. We get a lot of natural light. I have been told that it's similar to like tech offices where every single floor is kind of a similar layout. So it's very easy to navigate and find things on campus. So our 225 building, it was our first building that we had here in Seattle, and we used to occupy one floor, but now we occupy all 4 floors. And it's really a great place for students to, go and meet their other students or colleagues and meet with faculty members and take classes and all of that. Next slide, please. This is our newest building, actually. So it's our 310 building, which is just across the street. And this new building hasn't even opened for a year yet. We opened it last October. But this is a space now specifically designed for students and student-facing staff to meet. There are no classrooms on this building, but if you want to meet with your academic advisor, career development specialist, you need to talk to someone about OPT CPT, you want to meet with a faculty member specifically in their office. We have a new grab and go snack market located in this building. And then students who are meeting for like student interest groups, so their own clubs, they have their own little space to meet. It's like a small conference room, which is really great. So this building is student centered, staff centered, no classrooms going on here. I mean, we have a ping pong table in this building, which is really nice. But I'd say ever since it opened, it's a lot quieter in 225 and definitely a lot more active in 310. But that's what we like to see is students being on campus and utilizing the spaces and, meeting amongst other students and meeting with staff and faculty in their own space dedicated for them. Next slide, please. And then our last building is our 401 building. We actually share this with the Institute Systems of Biology. They are a med-focused nonprofit organization that specializes in healthcare. So we actually occupy a small research space above the first floor, but on the first floor we have 3 smaller classrooms, and then our leadership, like our dean, our assistant director of career development, our director of strategic partnerships, they all live in this building. And so if you are maybe taking a summer class, your summer class might be located in the 401 building, but otherwise there is complimentary hot water, coffee, and tea collaborative spaces. And this building is a lot quieter in comparison to 310 and 225. So if you want something a little bit more quiet and private, you can meet in a 401 building. Okay, next slide. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we are bringing a new robotics program to the Seattle campus this fall. And to come with the robotics program is our new SEAM Cell lab that is tailored for a robotics program, but it can be used interdisciplinary for amongst all of our 12 graduate programs. So our SEAM Cell lab is our Seattle Advanced Manufacturing, Cybersecurity, and Experiential Learning Lab, so SEAM Cell for short, but it's really designed to ignite creativity and innovation. These are some mock drawings of what this space is going to look like in the future, but we're going to have multiple 3D printers, working desks for students to do hands-on research, little dedicated spaces for students to work directly with faculty members in case they want to implement their own research. But the Flex Lab SEAMSO Lab is really designed for you to explore and build new technology. I also heard we're going to have a sewing machine. I'm not sure why. We have a small golf cart and a tiny car that is completely EV powered that will be sitting in this space. And so it's going to be another tool for students to sort of play around with their creativity and practice their, I'd say, robotics skills with the new robotics program. But yeah, we'll have some new technology in there so that way you can advance manufacturing, robotics, AI, security, and so much more. Next slide. And then here is the picture of all of our different spaces on the Seattle campus. The picture to the very left, that's the indoor courtyard to our 225 building. During the summertime, we'll host a lot of events in the courtyard. We've had a DJ there, we've had a snow cone booth there. When we're not having events, it's sort of just tables and nice lawn chairs. So if students want to just hang out outside, they're more than welcome to do that. The picture in the top middle, that's our 225 event space. So our career development puts on a lot of workshops, career focused workshops like lessons from leaders, or we'll do a women's Google panel. And so if we have those workshops, we'll host them on the Seattle campus in that space. That picture at the bottom is one of our classrooms. So most of our classes, depending on which program you belong to, if you belong to a larger cohort program, class sizes are 45 max, but as you get more mature into your program, it's about 30 or less. But this is a picture of one of our classrooms on the Seattle campus. Picture to the right is a snapshot of our 310 building, so you can see that conference room in the back dedicated for students and their clubs only. But you have all these really comfy seatings, and it's really just an open space. We play music in this building, but that is 310. And then that picture at the bottom right is a picture of like a study area that we have. You can't really see it in that picture, but in the background is the Space Needle. So I always recommend that students sort of choose the west facing window when they study. It's first come, first serve, but you really get a nice view of the Space Needle as you're sort of studying in between classes, which is nice. Next slide, please. And then here are Seattle partnerships at a glance. As someone who is working on the admissions end for Northeastern Seattle, the most common questions I get are, what type of co-ops can I get? What types of experiential learning projects can I get? What type of companies does Northeastern Seattle work with? Does Seattle work with any companies specifically? And the answer to that is on this slide here. We have a large range of different companies that range from those industries that I was mentioning. So aerospace, clean tech, life sciences, and mostly related to like technology and computer engineering, computer software engineering. So all of these companies on these slides have either provided students with co-ops, full-time jobs after graduation, experiential learning projects. So opportunities where faculty members or colleagues of faculty members, they'll bring a project to your classroom. You have the opportunity to dissect it with other classmates and then present those results to those industry partners at the end of the project. Or anything related to lessons with leaders, where we bring in different leaders from industries in the Seattle area and they come speak to our students. They have done a large range of those, and these are the companies that have gone onto our campus. I mean, Lululemon is a new one that's up and coming that constantly hires our students within the last 2 summers. Costco is getting some speed hiring our students as well, but Meta, TikTok, Snapchat. Like I said, I always mention Expedia because a lot of our students end up getting co-ops and full-time jobs at Expedia afterward. But those are just some companies I wanted to shout out that constantly hire our students and we maintain good relationships with them, and so forth and stuff. Okay, next slide. And then experiential learning opportunities. So another follow-up question to, hey, what type of companies can I get as a co-op at Northeastern? Or like what types of opportunities within experiential learning can I do? So number one, co-ops and internships. Students have the opportunity to do a co-op or internship within their program at Northeastern Seattle. It's usually 3 months, can it be extended up to 6 or even 8 months within the same company. Industry projects, like I said, so either faculty members or colleagues of faculty members bringing in projects that you dissect in the classroom and present it to industry leaders at the end of the project. Research opportunities, quite rare, a little competitive, but students have the opportunity to do research opportunities with faculty who are doing research. So I've seen some students go on to conferences and present their research with faculty and other students. One of them was like in clean tech located in Victoria, Canada. That was a really cool piece of research that a student did with our data analytics engineering program. So that was really cool. Industry-led events, lessons from leaders, hackathons. I've said that over and over again, but like I said, we really want to make sure that you're not just coming to campus and studying and fulfilling your program degree requirements. We want you to be able to network, to learn from the people who are working in tech, and even do some little hands-on learning similar to like a hackathon or an industry project. So we'll get a lot of these these different projects. I mean, City of Seattle always supplies our hackathons at least twice a year, which is really awesome. And they'll do some prizes like gift cards or like a free computer monitors, things like that. So all of these events really aid in experiential learning here at Northeastern. And then network opportunities. Mock Interview Day is one of our biggest events on the Seattle campus. We are trying to do it twice a year, but as of right now, we've only done it 2 times, and it happens every spring. So this is a really cool opportunity where students or where our career development team, they bring 40 different employers. So 40 different employers from 35 plus different companies. Sometimes we'll have 2 employers from like Amazon or something, but we bring them onto campus. Students have to sign up previously, but they show up in a suit and tie and they pretend that they are interviewing a mock interview for a tech company, a nonprofit organization, a company that supplies tech talent. And you get 2 rounds of mock interviews, which is really awesome. So it's a great opportunity to practice your interview skills, to practice your soft skills, and to see if you are prepared to interview at a tech company. This is a really great event because students have the opportunity to network with obviously the industry employer. And we've seen students actually land co-ops this way, which we love to see it. Students want to land co-ops. So definitely show up to mock interview day as you are ready to, again, interview and then network with industry professionals. So that way you can land a job in the future, which is what we'd like to see. And then my last one is Experience Expo. And I feel like I'm talking a lot about Experience Expo. It used to be a 6-week course where you are participating in an industry project with a student from the College of Engineering, a student from the COE College of Computer Science, a student from the College of Professional Studies, and a student from our College of Social Science and Humanities. So they were these groups of like 8 to 10 students. You're working interdisciplinary, you're working on an industry project and presenting those results to industry partners. They have been successful. We've done this 2 years now, but it's been extremely successful and it has been extended from 6 weeks for now an entire semester. So you work on an entire semester with all of these students and learn how to, again, practice your collaboration skills, communication skills, time management, soft skills as well, and then presentation skills at the end to present to our partners. So these are all the different ways Northeastern helps prepare students for experiential learning opportunities at the Seattle campus. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is Harsh now, so I'm gonna pass it back to Harsh. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Definitely let you get some water. So we appreciate this. And that's like I said, guys, right? Like Katrine is our Seattle guru. So just with all the information, and there was a lot of information that she shared, there are some stuff that we like to also share to that. And also, I'm sure like sometimes you want to hear from like someone else, like a student ambassador. So we have student ambassadors. What student ambassadors are students just like you who went through the process and now they are current Northeastern students. So we do have a few student ambassadors actually at our Seattle campus. So you could talk to them about the campus itself or as well as about the programs that are available within the Seattle campus. So if you're on your laptop or depending on how you're joined us today, that QR code will direct you to our student ambassador page. All of their profiles are on there. You could definitely connect with them one-on-one. We just actually be mindful. They are students. Some of them are in co-op right now. The summer sessions are a little bit quiet. Some of them are traveling, but they are there. They do respond, and they're on various social media apps as well. So once the fall kicks up again, you'll definitely see them strolling through Instagram, talking about their days on campus, some events that are coming up. And you could also email them. A great source is to connect with them to ask them any specific questions you have. The only questions they cannot answer is your application status or anything related to visas or financial aid. But they could definitely talk about courses, class structure, just campus life, and just like personal life outside of campus. And then, of course, applying. We hope you guys apply. If you haven't already got your documents together, definitely take this opportunity to do it. The fall applications will be opening shortly, so definitely be prepared to see that on our website soon. I think it's going to open the next week or so. So I know there were some PhD questions that came in. So for any PhD students, the application for all PhD for the fall is December 1st. And then you definitely see the ones for the MS and onward for priority deadlines. And especially if you're an international student, please don't wait all the way to June 1st. We definitely know how the environment is with getting visa appointments and all of that. So definitely take advantage and be proactive with that piece. And then, of course, if there's still some students here that like to join us for the spring, there's still some time. So definitely look at those dates if you qualify for the deadlines that are listed there. And then, of course, what do we require, right? So there is no application fee for, so any of the MS students that are joining us today, there is no application fee. So that $100 is waived. So you should not be seeing that when you submit your application. We do require 2 letters of recommendations, a copy of your unofficial transcripts, your statement of purpose, your resume, and then depending on what part you are or where you are, we do require English proficiency exams, but we accept IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo. So that is something that we definitely want you to be mindful of, that those are things that we do take, but we do ask that they do have to be official. We do not accept English proficiency exams unofficially. And then scholarships, right? So because this is a Seattle campus, something that a lot of you students will be eligible for will be a 25% regional campus scholarship. So you've received 25 tuition scholarship is offered to all students admitted to the College of Engineering master's program specifically. And then this is something that will be combined with your if you're getting additional scholarships, you would also will get those combined. So they just cannot exceed more than 50%. So that will be available for spring students. And so that's something that we definitely advise students to be aware of. And then, of course, keeping in touch with us. I know there were some questions that we had specifically about what events can I attend for a specific program and stuff. So that is something that we definitely will have. We do have virtual open houses coming up soon. We also have specific program events coming up. So definitely keep in contact with us. And these are ways to keep in contact. If you have specific questions, you could email our admissions inbox. And if you have specific questions to ask Katrine, we could definitely have that forwarded to her and she could definitely connect with you guys or vice versa. You connect with her and then you have more specific COE questions, she will just forward it to us. And we usually have a really good turnaround with getting back to students. So I do see some questions coming in, so I'm gonna type those in, but definitely please everyone use the Q&A feature to ask any questions you have. You have a great question about class sizes and structure. So they all, of course, vary based on campus to campus and class to class. But what would you say, Katrine, is the average class size in Seattle?
Yeah. So average class size in Seattle will never exceed more than 30 students. If you might belong to our information systems bridge program, please expect that you might be in a classroom that does not exceed more than 45. But I'd say on average, as students get more mature into their program after they've completed their foundational courses, maybe expect 30 or less, maybe even like 25 or less, because as different students are taking different electives, it might impact class sizes, but it's definitely more than 15, 18 students per class.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I'm going to give it a
Okay.
minute or two for more students to ask questions. But then my question to you is where or what is your favorite part of campus?
What is my favorite part of camp? No one's ever asked me this question in a webinar before. And I've been doing these webinars for so long. My favorite part of campus,
Oh,
honestly, my favorite part of campus is just the neighborhood that we're in. I think we're in one of the most popular, safest neighborhoods that has the best coffee shops. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it's happy hours, I would say, or times for happiness, and our proximity to the waterfront. So there's a little bit of everything that you can do when you're not studying in classes. And there's also a lot to do in terms of even just researching what types of tech companies are in the South Lake Union neighborhood if staying in Seattle is something that you desire in the future. But the neighborhood is just really great. I think I think about like, oh my gosh, if Northeastern Seattle chose any other building in any part of Washington, I don't know where they would end up. They truly chose the best neighborhood in the Seattle area for you to thrive as a student for fun, thrive as a student in terms of academics, and then thrive as a student in the tech industry if that's where you want to go in the future. So the neighborhood, I would say. Thank you for asking, Harsh.
Course. So something like
Mhm.
so if anyone doesn't know, like both Katrina and I are big coffee addicts. I think once we're in conferences, we're always having coffee. So the
Yes.
Starbucks Reserve is very, very close to our Seattle campus, and it's super fun and super inviting, and their menu constantly changes. And like Katrina said, so where Seattle is, and I'm saying that because I got a one-on-one tour from her. Our buildings are a triangle. Like the Seattle buildings make literally a triangle, and it's really close to each other. So like if you have classes or something in a different building, you don't have to worry about it because this is literally right down the road across the street, and there's a tram that runs through where the street is of where Northeastern is, and it's really cool. It gives you feel like you're in the city, but also very suburban and urban. Like I think it's one of our most beautiful campuses, but that's just me being biased. But that's just me, and I think, like Katrine said, it's a very fun, inviting campus for sure.
Mhm. Yes, there is definitely a lot of coffee in the Seattle neighborhood, in any Seattle neighborhood. There's a coffee shop, I'd say, along every single block. If not, there's two coffee shops on that same block. But the roastery, there used to be seven, but I think there's eight now in the entire world. Like one in China, Chicago, Seattle, obviously. Starbucks is born in Seattle, so we have our own roastery, which is really cool. But if you come to Seattle, go check that out and have some coffee because coffee is the best.
Agree.
And I have coffee right now, actually.
Great question. So the question is, I wish to venture into AI and get to know more about R and Python development. Can I learn industry experience at Northeastern? Yes, you can. If you ever go on our website, there's a course catalog that you'll see. So those are there's actually classes that are taught by a lot of our faculty as well as our industry partners, because Seattle does have a lot of industry partners faculty. So they're very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very well knowledge of the tools and tricks that you need to know, and they're constantly updating their own portfolio to make sure that the students that are in their classes are also aware of what the market trends are and what they should be familiar with. So yeah, so I know we're almost at the top of the hour, so we appreciate all of you that have joined us today. Like I've stated earlier, there's more additional events that we will be showcasing, as well as I know Seattle campus itself does a lot more amazing work as well. So definitely keep an eye out for events on both of our campuses, and a lot of our events are also virtual. So we hope you guys will join us again. And if you have more additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Katrine, and we'll definitely get the answers to you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.